Hey everyone, happy Friday, finally, right? I know for all of us, or most of us, actually look forward to Friday and having that awesome day off on Saturday and Sunday, but when you're a business owner like me, you don't. But still, I enjoy my job every single day. So Alexa here with the Fit American Dream. Oh my gosh, I can't even talk. I'll tell you why. But anyway, I just wanted to come here today and talk to you about something very important to me. Now, you guys know that right now I have a free group of people on Facebook. Everybody can request. By the way, if you are not in that group, you need to be in that group. FYI. Just request to join if you don't know. You just find the groups. It's called Early Tips for Success. And I'm just going to share all the tips that I have learned from awesome mentors on how to be successful. But anyway, I'm telling you that because I know it's like 1:30 and I'm not showered yet and all that stuff. I do have a reason, not an excuse. But this morning let me start from yesterday. Yesterday, I received a message on Facebook from this beautiful lady. I cannot say her name, of course, because you guys know I keep your privacy in secret. Is that even something? I don't know. But anyway, so she messaged me and she said, I need you to help me. And she was afraid to message me. And she told me that she was afraid to message me because she didn't know how much I was going to charge her. I mean, I don't know how many thousands she thought I was going to charge her. But I said, let's just talk, I don't know. Let's just talk and see what happens. So when we were going to talk today, first I prayed. I always ask God every single day to bring me the people that he needs for me to speak to them. And it's not me speaking to them necessarily. It's God speaking through me. And I know that God uses us all at some point in time to help somebody, to reach somebody, to touch somebody's heart. And that's really my passion. What I just want to let God use me, however, in somebody's life. So I knew that I was going to talk to her today. And I prayed last night and I said, God, please, whatever it is, because I didn't really know what it was that she wanted me to help her with. I didn't know if it was just like health and fitness or what it was. But I said, whatever it is that my mouth speaks, allow for your words to be the ones that come out of my mouth. Allow for your voice to be the one that comes out of my mouth. And we talked early this morning. I had just finished my workout, and her conversation or me helping her was so important to me that I said, you know what, I'm just going to take a shower whenever I'm done with her. I just didn't know that it was going to take like 3 hours to talk to her. But you know what? It was just an amazing 3 hours, almost 3 hours that I talked to her. So that's why I haven't talked to her. I haven't taken a shower. I'm sorry. But I just want to share something that she spoke to me with such a pain in her heart that it just reminded me of me. Now, I titled this video the verb to be. When we're in school, actually, here in the United States, we are taught the verb to be. And there is a to be where it's like a always state, like I am short, I am Latina, I am things that you cannot change. It's an always state, right? Then there are other things that are seasonal or that change all the time. Like you can say I am tired, even though it's the same verb, does not mean the same thing. You can say I am tired, but in 5 minutes you may not be anymore. Okay? It's not like when you're short, then in 5 minutes you're tall, unless you wear heels. But it doesn't work like that, right? So in English, it's the same verb. In English you use I am, he is, he was, she is, she was, etc. They are, regardless of it's a state that it changes or something that it doesn't change. It's like an always state, right? In Spanish, it's not. In Spanish, there is a huge difference between the always state and the constant changing state. When you are always, like you're short, you use ser. Of course, you have to conjugate it. Ser, yo soy. That's the always state. But when you are in the state that you change all the time, then you use estoy, right? So sometimes we don't think about that difference, but there is a point. So stay with me, follow me here. So when she was talking to me, I said, talk to me. Just tell me everything. Tell me how I can help you. Tell me why you even reached out to me. You know what I mean? Like what was it that inspired you to even talk to me? So she started telling me her life, really from, when she was little, everything that happened to her, everything in her family with her spouse, with her children, her mother, father, etc. And I listened. My job there was to listen. My job was to be a friend, to be an ear at that moment. And I could hear such a pain. We were speaking in Spanish. And I could hear such a pain when she was saying, I am stupid. I am useless. I am ignorant. And that hurt me a lot. Because your words, and I'm telling you this, your words have such a power. In the Bible it says it, your mouth has the power to speak life or to speak death. When you're speaking to your spouse, when you're speaking to your children, when you're speaking to anybody, when you're speaking to yourself, what you say you are, the constant, has a lot of power. When you say that you are stupid, you're referring to a constant stupidity. When you're saying that you're ignorant, you're talking about a constant ignorance in your life. When you say that you are useless, you're talking about a constant useless. She was talking to me about that she felt that way because her family members told her all her life. She still hears it. She makes a mistake and she hears it. She hears, oh, you are this, you're that, you're so stupid. And when she referred about herself, when she spoke about herself to me, those were the words that came out of her mouth. And it hurt me because I was abused emotionally. I was abused psychologically all my life. Many people from my family abused me psychologically, telling me many things, that I was not enough, that I was stupid, that I was ignorant, that I was all these things, right? But God is good. But God, right? God is amazing. And He taught me how not to worry about what people think I am. He taught me that He thinks different. And that I'm only supposed to look at and care about what He thinks I am, what He thinks of me, His opinions of me. And what He says of me, it's totally different from what people say. From my family used to tell me, from ex-boyfriends, from people who hate, haters. God thinks I am beautiful. God knows I am beautiful. God made me piece by piece. He made me unique. He made me beautiful. He made me the way I am because of a plan that He has for me. And I'm calling you today because I want you to be aware of something so important that sometimes we don't think. We complain about many things that happen in our lives. And I get it. Life is not easy. Life happens, right? But the fact that you make a mistake doesn't make you ignorant, doesn't make you stupid. It means that you're trying something. There is something called trial and error. And when the error happens, then you try again. And you keep on moving forward and you continue trying. That doesn't mean that you are ignorant, that you are stupid. And I'm telling you this because it does not matter what anybody has told you before. No matter what anybody has told you before. And you know what? I was going to get ready and I was going to take a shower and be all prettied up for this video. And I said no. Because right now is when I have this passion, this burning fire in my heart. And I need to speak it out of my heart. Because I know that just the way I was, because I thought, I told myself I was stupid, I was ignorant, I was not enough. The same way I thought that at some point in time, the same way she told me that this morning, I know that probably you who are watching this video are telling yourself this. And I want you to shake things off. I want you to realize that you are not what people have told you. You're not what society has told you. You're not what your teacher from 3rd grade told you. You're not what your ex told you. You're not what people say you are. You're what God says you are. And you need to stand in that position. And you need to know who you are. Not based on your accomplishments. Not based on what you have or have not done or what other people say. Based on what God says you are. I want you to change the way you speak to yourself. I want you to, as silly as it may sound, if you have never done this, I want you to stand in front of the mirror, and I'm looking at my mirror actually right now. I want you to stand in front of the mirror and tell yourself how beautiful you are. And don't start, okay, I'm beautiful, but I'm not as beautiful as so-and-so. No. Society doesn't determine if you're beautiful or not. Society doesn't determine your value. It's God. And you're valuable, you're worth it, you're beautiful, you're unique. You are enough. I want you to know that. You are enough. Now, from there, I want us to move on to your spouse or your future spouse. I know that, well, most of you are girls, so he may have a lot of things that you may not like. That you're like, but every time he's always like this, he's always upset, he's always... Stop. I want you to think about the same thing. What you're declaring with your mouth is what you're saying your husband, your spouse is or will be. You say, oh, you're never going to change. Well, you're right. He's never going to change. You're declaring he's never going to change. So believe, have faith, and pray. Bring him up in prayer to God. And ask him to help him, not to help you change him, but to help him change, not the way you want, but the way God needs him to be. Not for whatever you want, but for his plans, for his glory. Because his plans are better than yours. Take a look at the way you talk to your children. You can be mad. Hey, feelings are not bad. But what you do with your feelings, when you allow your feelings to flow and to take a reaction, that's when most things happen that are bad. So how are you talking to your children? Maybe you get upset for whatever reason. What do you say to them? Do you say, oh, you're so stupid. Why did you do that? You're declaring death for your children. And I'm not talking about a physical death. I'm talking about a death that is not going to allow them to progress, to get ahead in life. It's always going to put them in like, oh my gosh, I don't think I can do that because my mom always told me I was stupid. Think about that. We always make mistakes. You always make mistakes, and that's okay. Your children are always going to make mistakes, especially because not only they are growing and learning all about this world, They're also learning in school. They're learning how to be a child. They're learning how to be an adult. Sometimes we treat them as adults. They're trying to learn how to be a person. They're trying to learn how to clean whatever you ask them to clean. They're trying to learn all kinds of things at the same time, and they will make mistakes. This does not give you the right to call them stupid, to hit them, to abuse them, to do something negative to them. Because I know that when you make a mistake, nobody comes to you and hits you. When you make a mistake at work, nobody hits you at work. They talk to you. They may give you a warning in a civil way. Nobody yells at you, hopefully. So talk to your children in a way that you can guide them, you can encourage them, you can motivate them. Talk to them like, okay, you made a mistake. Let's talk about it. What do you feel you could have done? Ask them, help them think. Help them make decisions, because at some point in time, you're not going to be there. Stop telling your children, don't do that. Don't do that. Look there to the right. Did you pick up your plate? Did you take a shower? Da, 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 da. Do this, do that. You're like robots. What's going to happen when you're not there? What's going to happen when they're teenagers and they get offered drugs in the street? You're not going to be right next to them telling them no. So help them make a decision, the correct decision, when you're not there. And you do that by helping them now. When they ask you, Mom, can I do this or can I do that? Don't say yes or no. Just ask them, help them think. What's the best decision for them? Say, what do you think? Don't say sarcastic. Say sincerely, what do you think? They say yes, they say no, whatever it may be. Say, okay, why? Why do you think yes or why do you think no? What is the consequence? And teach them there is always a consequence for every action. For every action, there is a reaction, right? So when you take the correct action, you usually have a positive reaction. When you do a negative action, then you usually have a negative reaction. Don't allow the negative reaction to be like, oh, you're going to be scolded and I'm going to take this away from you and I'm going to hit you and blah, 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 blah. No. Allow them to think, if you didn't study for the test, then you got a 60, you got a 50. Let's talk about your test. What do you think about this? Let's talk about it. What are you going to do next time? Do you feel proud? Let's talk. What are you going to do next time? What can I, as a parent, do to help you? Parents, don't leave this everything for your teachers. You're not 100%. They're only like 30%. Your children are the other 30%. I mean, if it's only you and I'm sorry, if it's only your children and the teacher, they got a 60%. Don't you get mad when they don't bring you 100%, but you're not involved. But you're not asking me, hey, babe, how can I help you? I don't have a lot of time because I'm always working. I'm always tired, but let's try to figure it out together. If you're not putting your part as a parent, as a part of that education, don't complain. Don't complain, because it is not the teacher's responsibility 100%. They have a responsibility. They get paid for that. Children, students are responsible because that's what they're supposed to do. But you as a parent have a responsibility as well. So don't you come and tell your children that they are stupid. Don't you come and tell your children that they are this or they are that or they're useless or they're ignorant, because they are not. They are not. The fact that they make a mistake, the fact that they didn't do that good in a test. First of all, think about you. Were you there to help them out? Were you there to help them study? Were you there to be involved? If you didn't, then it's time to step up, parent. If you were, and you did everything you could, then let's figure it out together. What can we do together for you to be better next time? but stop the cycle. If you were abused emotionally, psychologically, whatever it is, you need to stop the cycle. You have the power to stop the cycle. Just because you survived your mother's chancletas or your mother's nalgadas or your mother's, I don't know why I'm saying mothers because always fathers also hit, but your parents, whatever it is that they did to you when you were little, does not mean that it's okay. You have the power to stop. I did it. I was abused many times. But I chose to stop that abuse with my daughter. I don't want that for her. So, the point is, there's a huge difference between be a constant state and to be in a seasonal state. Speak words of life. Speak life to yourself. Because if you don't love yourself, don't ask your spouse to love you. How is he going to love you when you don't know how to love yourself? Don't speak lives of death to your children. Don't speak words of death to your children. Don't speak words of death to your spouse. Don't speak words of death to yourself. Speak words of life, because your life will be different. I promise you. Be aware of what you say. Be aware of how you're saying it. And if you're tired of being in this constant cycle of craziness and it seems like nothing changes, and you tell me, Alexa, you just don't know my husband. He always gets mad because of ba 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 ba, or my children always da 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 because of ba da 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 da, then the one that needs to change that setting is you. You have the power to change that setting. If you know that when this happens, always this happens, then you can do something here to change this so this doesn't happen. And sometimes that change is just us not reacting in a negative way. Maybe before, our spouse would tell us something and we're like, but you always blah, 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 blah. Maybe that is the thing that needs to change in the equation. Maybe now you can say, just give me 2 seconds. Okay. Let's talk about it. Isn't that going to change? Believe me, I promise you, it will change. It will change. So, my message for you today, and I want you to share it with whoever you feel in your heart that needs this. Please do it. Change the way you speak. Change the words you say to yourself. You're not the negative things that your family told you when you were little. You are not the negative things that some classmates used to tell you at school. You're not the things you thought and you think about yourself that are negative. You're not those things. You're not the things that somebody that abused you in any area told you were. You are smart. You are intelligent. You are beautiful. You are unique. You are important. You are enough. Think about that. Know that. And get it like drilled in your heart and in your brain, because you are, and there is nothing and nobody that can take away from you who you are for God. It doesn't matter who you are for anybody else, but who you are for God, who you're striving to be for God, who you're changing and getting better is for God. Because He deserves it. Because He created you so perfect and so beautiful. That's who you are. And you can stop that chain of negativity and death to your children. So speak words of life. Speak words of wisdom. Speak words of affirmation. Speak words of love. Spread the love. You can start with you. You can start with your husband. And you can continue with your children. Okay? That is it for today, you guys. Happy Friday. God bless you. I love you all with all my heart. And please, if I can help you in any way, do not be afraid of messaging me. Because 9 out of 10, I don't charge anything to give you this. This is my passion. This is my ministry. This is what God has called me to do. I love you all. I'll see you later. Make sure you share.